Welcome back. If you've subscribed and you're checking out the videos, it's fall time. Ooh, there's a lot of echo in the garage here. It's fall. It's almost time to part the car for the year. So what I'd like to do though is I'd like to be able to work on it. You know, I might do my own oil changes, and as you can see, there's not really much room to get underneath it. So buying a set of ramps or something to be able to lift it up isn't really a thing. So if you've got a low profile vehicle or something, I'm going to use 4 2x8s, 2x8x8. I'm going to make a set of low profile ramps, just basically to be able to drive up onto. Now obviously this won't work for suspension or brake jobs, but when I want to take off the front bumper in order to be able to do like a larger intercooler or eventually catless downpipes, I'm going to need to get underneath this car. And this is going to help me get underneath it. If I can drive the front end up, then put it in park, it'll be a lot easier just to jack the rear end up and put it on jack stands and get the whole car up in the air. So all I'm going to do really quick is basically do a quick sketch. I'm going to have probably 5 foot, 4 foot, 3 foot, 2 foot, and then 1 foot. And then that pencil does not show up at all, does it? Alright, back to the drawing board. Okay, we're back. Found a wax marker right here for, marking tiles and stuff. Also found a pen, so let's see. Alright, they both show up pretty well. I think I'm going to actually go with the wax pen though. So I'm going to do a 5 foot board, a 4 foot board, 3 foot, 2 foot, and then 1 foot. So that'll be the length. So 5 feet, 4 feet, 3, 2, 1, and 1.5 inches per board. So times 5 will give us, what is that, 7.5 inches of lift. Is that right? 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times a half is 2.5, equals 7.5. So 7.5 inches of overall lift up there in the front. Yeah, I think that's going to be our plan. And I'm basically going to cut each board. And this will be a 45 degree angle here, 45 degree angle. I just put down 45%. That's pretty incredible, huh? Yeah. 45 degrees, you just need that one. Yeah, I don't, you know what? We're just gonna run with it. So I'm gonna measure these out. I'm gonna get them cut up. And I got 4 of them here. So out of my 8 foot board, I should be able to get a, if this is 8 feet and I get a 5 foot board, obviously that'll give me 5 and 3, and then I can get 2 4 foots out of the other one, and then out of another 4x8 I should be able to get, what do I need? I need a 2 footer, 2, 1, 1, so 2, 2, 1, 1, and that'll leave me with a 2 foot extra. Boom. So that'll be my waist right there. And there's 1, 2, 3 boards. No, that's 4 boards because I need 2 of these times 2. I need 2 bases, so that'll use up 2 boards. This is another board, and 4. So it's gonna take 4 2x8x8s. Now I could have used a 2x10 for more stability. I mean, my front wheels are 10 inches wide and my rears are nearly 12. They're 11 inches wide in the rear. So I could use the 2x10, but I opted for 2x8s for no real reason other than I figured it's plenty. I went through the pile at Menards for lumber and just tried to get the straightest, flattest lumber I could. That way it doesn't have like a curve or a bow in it. And yeah, like I said, I'm gonna get these marked out and I'll cut you back on as I'm cutting them. I've seen a few other people on YouTube make these, and I kind of laugh because I'm like, why are you taking multiple steps? You're cutting a square and then you're beveling the ends when you can just set your saw to cut a 45 degree angle as you're cutting through it the first time. So that's what I'm gonna try to do here, and we'll see if it works. So what I've done here is I measure from the end of my board here. I put down this first check mark here, 5 feet on this side, 3 feet on this side. Now, I want that to be my overall length, okay? Yeah, I want that to be my overall justified length. So I actually carried that line down the side here. I want to offset my cut when I put my blade in here and I tilt it. I want to offset that, since the actual width of a 2x4, 2x3, 2x6, 2x anything of nominal lumber is actually 1.5 inches. I moved this line over 3/4 of an inch, which is half of it, since I'm going at 45. So on the bottom it'll be over by 3/4 of an inch that way and 3/4 of an inch this way, making my overall length to the center of my 45, the 5 foot and the 3 foot. That way I get a pretty consistent bevel every time. So I'm going to tilt my saw blade on my circular saw over here. I got me a small piece of a 4x4 post here just to prop it up. And wow, that is loud. Can't believe the echo in here. So yeah, I know it's 2020 and everybody's got battery operated tools. Not me. I like being able to plug things in or using gas. That way, that way you don't lose battery halfway through a job and then your SOL waiting for your batteries to charge. And yeah, no, I got spare batteries. Again, I like being able to plug into power and have power when I want it. So I'm gonna start our cut right here and push it all the way through, following this line. I could use, actually I may actually hold my triangle right here. It's not triangle. It is a triangle, yes, but it's called a square. Figure that one out. So we'll get that set up. I like my laser right about there, and we're gonna run it through. And now, as you can see, that will be the first part of my ramp. Measure back approximately 12 inches. And that'll be the next part of my ramp. And my car should easily be able to roll over that. Fairly easily. And I'll have to, just like that, to where I'll be able to get underneath my car and work on it. This winter, since obviously it's not really a car made for driving in the winter at all. Not at least Michigan winters. Maybe Florida or Texas winters or wherever else you live, but not here in Michigan. So thanks for watching. Alright, so I've got my 5 foot, 4 foot, 3 foot, 2 foot, 1 foot, and then I even got a little 2-inch block right here that I want to add for a little stop. So very low profile, 12 inches to 1.5 inches up. And that's to clear the front bumper, which is, let's see here, measuring tape. We'll measure, it's a whole whopping 5 inches-ish off the ground. Tons of ground clearance. Tons of ground clearance. Along with our tires, they only have about 1.5 inches of rubber. So, you know, if you want to drive a rocket, that's what you're going to deal with, though. So, it is a rocket. Lots of fun. Lots of fun to drive. So, I'm going to get these together. I think I'm going to use screws and wood glue to hold the different layers together. Probably 2.5 inch long screws will do it. I'll probably use 2 and then 6 on all the remaining levels, you know, a couple in the front, in the middle, and in the back. So maybe 4 to hold the 1 footboard together. But after that, I'll probably just use 6 in each level. So what is that? 6, 12, 18, 22 screws plus 2 for the wood stop back here. So 24 screws, about 48 screws total, plus the $7 per board. So that's $28. I've got, if I count the screws, but screws I always have here. You know, I'm looking at a pair of ramps now for for less than $30. Pretty good deal to get your car 7 inches off the ground so you can get underneath and work on it. All right, that's 2 low profile ramps built 5 foot, 4 foot, 3 foot, 2 foot, 1 foot. I didn't put the stops on there. To be honest with you, I don't really see myself working on the car without someone here, you know, 3,600 pounds, 2x8s. So as I'm putting them together, I'm kind of realizing, even though when they're flat, they're pretty stable, but I do understand if I'm really reefing on something, maybe they lose a little bit of stability. I'll probably add a piece of angle. To be honest with you, I got angle iron, so I think what I'll do is probably lag it. Once I have these down and have the proper width, I'll put a piece at the bottom and I'll use a piece of flat bar across the front. That way they can't shift. They'll basically be bonded to each other. And they should store pretty easily in my garage, like flat up against the wall. I have a little bit of space on that side of the wall where I store my air compressor, air hose, cleaning products, power washer. So I have this space right here. So I'll probably end up mounting those, or rather standing them here, but having some kind of latch that comes down and holds them securely so that they can't fall over. But yeah, I finished the garage a few years ago before I ever started trying to do this whole YouTube thing. Drywalled, insulated. There's 1/2-inch plywood behind the drywall to absorb any impacts of me maybe busting my knuckles and throwing a wrench. So yeah, that's the garage, that's the ramps. I'm going to try to go ahead and back the car out, maybe get the ramp set up and try working on this whole thumbnail situation and see if I can't get a thumbnail of the car up on them and see what the underside of this car looks like for the first time ever. Well, there we have it. Worked splendidly. I love it. I'm now officially able to actually get underneath the front end. I'll still raise the ass, the rear, and that way, you know, the motor's level and everything when I go to do my oil change. But you seen before we had 5.5 inches to the bottom of the bumper. Now we're sitting at 14. That gave us, as promised, 7.5 inches, 5 layers times 1.5. 5 times 1.5 is 7.5. So that gave us 5.5 inches of lift. Raises the bottom of our front bumper to 14.5. Now I could have rolled over my ankle. That was amazing. I could have came up a little bit farther. Not gonna lie to you, I got scared. But that is the car. New brakes. Black American flags on a German car. Yep, that's right. You've seen it here first. Oh, underneath this. I don't know if it's been, washed out due to the lighting. But underneath the car, you can see it's completely flat for aerodynamics. So it's real fucking bummer to work on. But here's our access for our oil change. So I can drain the oil there, replace the filter. I still got to get the filter wrench and all the all of the oil. However, I've already gotten a new oil filter, so well on my way to that. And like I said, it's going to be a matter of getting just other performance goodies that I'd like to do to it. This is a factory intercooler back behind here, so it's pretty tiny. It's got plastic on it. It's also got, man, is that maybe a bird? I don't know how the heck a bird would have got in there. Oil cooler there, GoPro mount for when we cruise. I've got footage from that camera angle, but I'll be honest with you, it gives me a bit of a headache watching it. You know, you're literally 12 inches off the ground and the ground is just flying by. Even if you're not moving, the ground is it's moving so fast, it kind of gives me a headache. So, but yeah, future plans will include an oil change that we'll do here at home on our own, rather than going to the dealer or a shop that specializes in working on these. I know I should, but I would still like to just do as much of my own maintenance as possible. It's toxic masculinity, okay? That's what it is. I'm a man. I want to work on my own stuff as far as I can. Now, if it's above my skill level, which just about everything is, to be honest with you, but we're not going to talk about that. YouTube certified here. So, yeah, if it's above my skill level, I'll pay somebody gladly, but if I think I can do it, I'm willing to give it a shot. Just send it, right? So, all right, thanks for watching. Consider liking and subscribing.